would like to invite on stage author Sherry, an international public speaking coach, global professional speaker, 900 plus talks in 18 plus countries, 10x TEDx speaker, and 4x Josh Talk speaker, mentor of change at Niti Aayog Government of India, and CEO at MS Talks. Let's hear it for Mr. Author Sherry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for him, please, all of you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You were so energetic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening. How are you doing? What a pleasure to see you all. Can you all please stand up for a moment? I don't like low energy in the room, sir. Please, ma'am, please, if you can. Yeah, and I request somebody to please clean off the stage. It will be very difficult for me to time my gap over here and then here, like that. All right, so now we will inhale, exhale. That's the best yoga exercise, and it will give your oxygen level up to 80%, maybe. So we'll do it like this. Keep your hands up. Inhale like this. Do that, come on. Once more. Once more. एक बारी और. एक बारी और. All right, thank you very much. Give yourselves a seat. Friends, welcome to this mastermind session of presentation structures. I welcome you all heartily. My name is Author Sherry, and I'm humbled and gratified to be here with all of you. In fact, I meet a lot of people today. और उनसे बात करके मुझे बड़ा मज़ा आया. मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला, मुझे बहुत कुछ समझने को मिला. मैं ऐसे व्यक्ति से भी मिला जो यूएस से आए हुए थे. मैं ऐसे व्यक्ति से भी मिला जो हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के टॉपर हैं. मैं ऐसे व्यक्ति से भी मिला जिनसे मुझे मिलकर के ये समझ में आया कि यार फंडिंग लेनी हो तो कभी इनसे ही मिला जाए. How many of you are enjoying this event? Yes, yes? Yes, yes? All right. I'll start with my quick story. मेरा ध्यान गया एक आइडिया की तरफ. Ideas don't come fully formed. They take shape when you start working on it. उस दिन मुझे वो सीड मिला सर. I got that seed. और वो सीड यही था कि लोगों को माइक की ज़रूरत है, लोगों को प्लेटफॉर्म की ज़रूरत है, लोग बोलना चाहते हैं, लोग दिखना चाहते हैं, लोग स्पॉटलाइट में आना चाहते हैं, लोगों के पास शेयर करने के लिए बहुत कुछ है. Am I right? Yes, yes? How many of you, if given a chance, would like to share a real life story on the podium? See? A lot of people. Thank you very much. This audience is awesome, huh? Everybody's interactive. Great. Now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's when I got an idea which can change anybody's life. And my startup was commenced that time. मेरा startup वहाँ शुरू हो गया. I took a mission of creating 1 million public speakers in India by 2030, and I created a vision over a period of time to give one public speaker in every household. आज माँ बाप को सबसे पहले अगर आप ये पूछो ना बच्चे को क्या बनाना है, आज भी ऐसा ही है सर. मैम आज भी ऐसा ही है. There's no difference, there's no change. There's a lot of cultural change. Millennials are coming, technology is upgrading, but change आज भी वैसा नहीं हुआ है. आज भी बच्चों को डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, एडवोकेट, जर्नलिस्ट इस तरह से करने के लिए बोला जाता है. Very rarely you will find कि उन्हें स्टार्टअप एनकरेज करा जाता है. स्टार्टअप करो अपना, बड़े हो गए हो स्टार्टअप करो, होता है ऐसे. So I can see a lot of people, a lot of faces over here. I mean, you have kids. Do you encourage your kids to start your own startup? How many of you do that, please? आप खड़े हो जाइए सर. इन्होंने हाथ खड़ा किया, इनके लिए तालियां बनती हैं. Round of applause for him. Thank you very much. So friends, the message I want to give to all of you is that we need to take the opportunity, we need to take the chance of doing something what we can do. It's better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. And that's what I did. और मैंने भी ऐसे ही करना शुरू करा. And finally, I started working on how public speakers do what they do. Public speakers stage से क्या क्या करते हैं, वो presentation कैसे चलाते हैं. Trust me, this was my biggest fear long time back. But now I'm into full-time speaking business. I've created more than 40,000 public speakers across 23 plus countries. I've trained over 2 lakh individuals across the world. Thank you very much. जो लोग ताली नहीं बजा रहे हैं उनके लिए आप ताली बजा दीजिए. Fantastic. So, friends, it's not about the sprint, it's about the marathon. And the reason I'm sharing my story to all of you is we all have stories, and startups start with stories. But how to tell those stories? How to share those presentations? How to share that communication which is oozing out from inside you and you really want to express it in front of investors? How many of you are here to raise a fund? Probably you're thinking of a startup. Or probably you have a startup, you want to scale it up. How many of you? Yeah? I can see a lot of hands. Thank you very much. Thank you for acknowledging. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, when we are talking in front of anybody, sometimes we are not sure what we're going to talk. So I decided to create strategies around speaking where I can talk paperless for hours. I decided to create strategies around speaking where I don't have to remember anything. And I also started creating strategies where I can teach anything to anybody, irrespective of their age. Is that cool? Yeah? Because that's exactly what I saw when I was on the stage. And things started working for me. See what has happened. Before I tell you about my journey in totality, this is the message I want to give you. You need to start first because you become the best on the way. And that's exactly what has happened. I was invited to speak, and I was invited in the delegate of Honorable Prime Minister, and that's where I'm standing. But this is a journey, friends. And for me, this was one of the dream. अब ये ड्रीम एक शेप ले रहा है. अब इस ड्रीम को आगे लेके जाना है. अभी बहुत सारा काम करना है. Like my friend Sam Basla was sitting over here, and he was talking about startups. A lot of other people who were speaking about the startups. We all have dreams. हम लोग कुछ सोचते हैं, करना चाहते हैं, but कैसे करेंगे? उसके बारे में आज बात करेंगे. Presentation, communication structures कैसे create होते हैं? How we speak in front of people? How to find that art? I'm going to talk about that, friends. So I wanted to understand, maybe the screen is cutting, what is a pitch deck? Most of you are aware, but just for your information, to be on the same ground, a pitch deck is something which all the startup founders, associates, executives typically use to convince potential investors about their startup fundings. And besides that, how you are going to pitch up your startups in front of investors? अब आप एक सिचुएशन लीजिए. सिचुएशन ये है कि अब आपको अपने स्टार्टअप के लिए फंडिंग क्रिएट करना है और आप किस तरह से अपने आप को तैयार करेंगे. So my knowledge connected to this domain has brought me to a lot of conclusions and explorations as well. But let me tell you, I am an explorer by nature. I don't conclude easily. When I say conclusions, it brought me certain conclusions which are very powerful. And one of the conclusions which I confess publicly right now is that structures are really important. आज आप जिस रूम में बैठे हैं ये भी एक स्ट्रक्चर है. आज आप जिस इवेंट को अटेंड कर रहे हैं ये भी एक स्ट्रक्चर है. आज आप जैसे बिठाए गए हैं ये भी एक स्ट्रक्चर है. एवरीवेयर इट्स अ स्ट्रक्चर. तो स्ट्रक्चर्स को कैसे क्रिएट करना है, दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट. सो आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर 6 वेरी पॉपुलर रियलिस्टिक स्ट्रक्चर्स विद यू वन बाय वन. और सबसे पहला एक हिंदुस्तानी का स्ट्रक्चर जो आपने शायद इनको देखा भी होगा. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो हिम बाय द वे ऑन शार्क टैंक? हिज नेम इज गुरनंदन सिंह एंड ही हैज अ स्टार्टअप बाय द नेम ऑफ हेड एंड हार्ट. जब मैं इनसे पहली बार मिला हेड एंड हार्ट के डिस्कशन के लिए, आई गिफ्टेड माई बुक टू हिम ऑल्सो. बाय द वे ये दिल्ली में ही रहते हैं, साउथ दिल्ली में रहते हैं, लाजपत नगर में. इनके भी बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स चल रहे हैं. सो ही टीचेस ब्रेन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन. जब ये मुझे अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बता रहे थे तो मुझे समझ में आया कि इन्होंने भी स्ट्रक्चर फॉलो करा है. एंड आई सेड वाओ दैट वाज अमेजिंग. तो जो स्ट्रक्चर इनको नहीं पता था वो स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, वो तो मैंने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया. इनका जो स्ट्रक्चर था वो बहुत सिंपल था, बहुत इफेक्टिव भी था. एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई वांट यू टू लर्न टुडे. सो ही फॉलोड दिस स्ट्रक्चर. डेमोन्स्ट्रेट योर आइडिया विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ ह्यूमन. इन्होंने अपने एक स्टूडेंट को स्टेज पर बुलाया जो कि इनकी डॉटर ही थी और उनको इन्होंने कुछ करने के लिए बोला. सो डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन इन फ्रंट ऑफ इन्वेस्टर्स. व्हाट डिड दैट गिव? व्हाट इज द इफेक्ट? You gain fast credibility and investors, they make up their mind on the spot. That's the power. तो अगर आप कभी भी अपनी presentation structures plan करके जा रहे हैं या with the help of a communications consultants, you can plan your structures. That way, what will happen? You are giving a direction to your pitch. You're giving a direction to your talk. You're giving a direction to your overall expression. And that is important. So this is my first structure for you. My second structure for you is very popular. It's from Airbnb. How many of you heard about this company Airbnb, right? इन्होंने क्या करा सर? इन्होंने 3 बहुत सिंपल स्ट्रक्चर फॉलो करे. इन्होंने सबसे पहले प्राइस, होटल और नो इजी वे एग्जिस्ट के बारे में बता दिया. और हुआ यूं कि इन्होंने प्रॉब्लम एरियाज आइडेंटिफाई कर लिए एंड दे फॉलोड द रूल ऑफ 3. दैट्स देयर स्ट्रक्चर. तो रूल ऑफ 3 में क्या होता है? जब आप रूल ऑफ 3 इस्तेमाल करेंगे, यू मेक थिंग्स सिंपल, मेमोरेबल, क्लीन, एक्सेप्टेबल. एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट दे डिड. सो रूल ऑफ 3 in public speaking: red, yellow, green. Rule of 3. 3 forms of verb. Rule of 3. Newton's law in physics. Rule of 3. हर जगह 3 का महत्व है. Coincidentally ये 3 फिगर जो है, इसको हम नेगेटिव में बोलते हैं 3 तिगाड़ा. मैंने नहीं बोला. तो ये 3 तिगाड़ा वाला जो काम है ना, ये जो 3 वाला एलिमेंट है, ये बहुत जल्दी माइंड में बैठता है. दिस इज माय सेकंड स्ट्रक्चर फॉर यू, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. माय थर्ड स्ट्रक्चर फॉर यू इज फेसबुक, व्हिच इज नाउ टर्न टू मेटा. हुआ यूं कि फेसबुक हैज स्टार्टेड देयर जर्नी विद सम टेस्टिंग ऑन द कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स. दैट्स हाउ दे स्टार्टेड देयर बिजनेस. And coincidentally, it worked very well for them, and a university like Stanford gave them a testimonial. And that's exactly what I want to tell you, that if somebody existing using your services, somebody can qualify and use your product and they are ready to give you quality testimonial of their product, you can leverage that. And what effect it will create on the mind of an investor? Immediately it creates reassurance. That's the power. So when you are using any form of testimonials in front of your investors, they immediately start thinking that they have a service or a product which has already been used by a popular brand, which is already used by an individual, and it is working, right? So I'm just trying to give you some perspectives around structure. My next presentation structure is of Dropbox. How many of you heard about Dropbox? Google Drive use करते हैं आप? Dropbox वैसे ही है. So what Dropbox did was this entire calculation, analytics. And my dear friends, all these screenshots which I'm using right now here is all authentic, is all genuine, is all as it is has been used in the formal pitch decks. तो ये मैंने नहीं बनाया, ये formal pitch decks से मैंने screenshot लिए हैं. The reason why I wanted to show this to you is because I wanted you to understand this. So what structure they have followed? A very simple one. We all use 2 words: competitor analysis. So they use this. Draw a comparison with your competitors to show how your products are better. And this is exactly how it creates the effect. Don't just explain the features, explain the benefits. So this is another structure of how you can speak in front of investors for your company's funding. Now I'm going to talk about another structure which is connected to Tinder. अब Tinder वालों ने क्या करा जी? Tinder वालों ने एक बहुत बड़ी weakness पकड़ ली market में, and the weakness was very simple: low confidence. और उसका जो statement था वो यहाँ से शुरू हुआ. Matt spots a girl he likes at a party, and but it like most of us, Matt won't go ever to say hello. तो इन्होंने ये statement से अपना pitch शुरू करा, and they started telling a story. How many of you know, how many of you believe that storytelling is a very powerful tool? Yeah, great. So I coach on storytelling also, but at the same time, this is not the right platform to tell you how storytelling works, but let me tell you how this worked for this company called Tinder. You know, they used a story to make a problem relatable to the investor, and that was of low confidence. A boy cannot talk to a girl easily, something of that sort, and then that's what has happened. When you put an investor in the customer's shoe, your problem will be easier to understand. So just by following the storytelling structure, the investor take interest in what you're talking. And if it's a real problem, then it needs a solution. And that's exactly what we do being startups. एक real problem है, उसका real solution होना चाहिए. और मैं तो ये कहता हूँ कि real solution के अलावा वो आपका भला करे, लोगों का भला करे और देश का भी भला करे। वो देश का भला वाला कंपोनेंट जहां पे आ गया, वो स्टार्टअप अपने आप ही बड़ा हो जाता है। माय लास्ट प्रेजेंटेशन स्ट्रक्चर फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू इज सिक्वोया। सिक्वोया कैपिटल का नाम सबने सुना है? या इट्स अ वीसी नाउ। तो ये भी आप ध्यान से देखोगे, they also follow a structure, this entire structure। अब इसमें हम बहुत सारी चीजें नोटिस कर रहे हैं जो यहाँ पे टर्म्स लिखे हुए हैं, बट एट द सेम टाइम फॉर द बेस्ट पीपल कमिंग माय वे, सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम क्लियरली। सो आई जस्ट पिक्ड अप दिस एक्रोनियम्स। ये एक्रोनियम मैंने पिक कर लिया। अब इससे क्या हुआ, मुझे याद करने में आसान हो गया, जैसे मैंने अभी आपको डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करा। So when you are using any form of a structure like this, investors love to see the clarity in your thought. And this structure, so this framework was used by Sequoia Capital, and that's exactly what I want to show you, that if you are following the right framework in what you are going to talk, what you are going to say, then it makes a lot of sense for anybody to listen to you, grab their attention and take interest in what you are talking. So now I'm using multiple mics. So now I want you to understand one thing, that presentation structures are really, really effective only when you know how to speak in public, how to present confidently, and how you can use your own stories to create a sustainable model of your business. So that's exactly what my expertise is. And this is a small value, a small trailer of what I do professionally on a big screen. So you can download all these structures and pitch decks from slideshare.net, and this is exactly the website where I've taken the reference. Besides this is how I help startups. So the first, I follow a customized approach. I tell them how we can work together to create a sustainable storytelling model of the business, and how we can present our pitch deck in front of the investors, which can be done by developing the public speaking skills of co-founders. That's exactly what I do. These are some of the different platforms where I have been featured so far in the span of last 15 years. You can connect with me on YouTube and LinkedIn, and that's my mobile number also. Okay, so if you want to have these presentation slides, it's totally free for you, and you can share your business card with me, and I would love to share this with you. And besides that, that's all from my side. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask, and I would love to have any questions you can ask, and I would love to answer them. Any questions? किसी को कोई सवाल पूछना हो? Anything you would like to ask and understand from my side, how presentation or communication or frameworks or structures work. This was just a small trailer because I want to add value to this forum. Friends, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Kulpreet Singh and Mr. Ankur Sareen also, who are doing phenomenal work in organizing such a grand event. And trust me, 16th of January is a startup day. We all know that. And this is just a kind of a trailblazer, what we have seen. A lot of startups have come here from across the cities, and I've seen people coming from abroad also here. It has been a phenomenal experience here working with these gentlemen. They are doing fantastic work, and trust me, anything and everything which we do towards this word called startup, we are contributing. And people who contribute, they always succeed in life. On this note, thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, sir. I request you to please be on stage for another moment with us. I request Mr. Kulpreet Ahuja to kindly please come on stage and felicitate Mr. Roth Sherry with a huge round of applause, everyone. Mr. Serene, please join us on stage. Awesome.